Hey ladies, today is Sunday, September 27th, 2020, 63 weeks postpartum, almost 15 months. October 8th will be 15 months. So, just a really quick update on what I was talking about last week with toddler talking. So, like I said, I have been really concerned about the fact that I didn't think Michaela was necessarily saying all the word or as many words as she is supposed to say at this age. However, I was reading, I don't know if many of you, I'm sure everyone's heard of what to expect when you're expecting, but they have like these boards and groups that you can join based off of when your child is born. So the month and the year. So since Michaela was born July 2019, I joined the July 2019 board or group or whatever you call it. And women, mothers, well, I guess parents, whatever, they post different topics is going on with their children at the time. And I don't consistently use it as much as I should, but every time I go on there, it's always really helpful because I'll see something and I'm like, oh, okay, this is like we're experiencing that too, or we're not experiencing, or whatever. And I get to see what other moms whose babies are the exact same age as mine are going through. Now, I used to go on a lot more, but then I stopped because I don't really love the comparison thing because every child's going to develop when they're ready. So I used to go on there more often, especially when she was younger and I had no idea what I was doing. Not that I still have no idea what I'm doing. But every stage is a new stage of I don't know. But I went on there because I saw a post about the baby not talking yet at 14 months, and I really was like, wow. So, I'm not alone in this. And there were tons of posts of other parents saying that that their 14-month-old babies were not really saying a lot of words, if any words. Most of them weren't saying that were posting in on that board weren't saying any words. And if they were, it was only a few, maybe, maybe mama, dad, which Michaela still doesn't really say like that. And if she does say it, she doesn't say it in regards to me or my husband. So, yeah, I don't know. Whatever I guess it's just a ramble babbling for her. But that does not appear to be uncommon. So if you do ever, if you're watching this and you feel like you're in the same boat, um, no, one, you're not alone. And it doesn't seem like you have a ton to worry about yet with your child because it doesn't seem to be uncommon. So, a lot of mothers, it was mainly women posting saying that their children, you know, were barely saying any words. Now, what my pediatrician told me, and I believe it, you can find it online, was that at 12 months they're supposed to say, two words. And then at 15 months, I think they're supposed to say between 6 and 8 words. Since we're getting closer to 15 months, and I wasn't sure if that was happening. But like I said last week, you also have to learn how to listen, because I think I was listening for more formed words instead of just listening for her attempts or partial words, which she does say, and maybe those count. And like I read on those boards, there are a lot of the 14-month-olds were doing things like that, saying buff a ball and stuff like that. So I think that's very common. I don't think we have a ton to worry about. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just figuring it out as I go. But it was reassuring to me to find out that there were other children who were the exact same age who were going through or who were in similar stages. I'm sure there's some 14-month olds out there who are saying a ton, a lot more. So they all develop at their own rate. And I don't think this is any indication of anything at this stage. Like I said, Michaela, she can understand commands. You know, if I tell her to ask her where's the ball, she'll be like, bah, bah, bah. You know, it doesn't quite sound like ball, but I guess that is ball. And she'll get me the ball and she'll bring it to me, you know. So that's just an example. And like I also mentioned doing that program that we do, Your Baby Can Learn, she can understand words in English, French, and Spanish. So, you know, if she can respond to commands given in 3 different languages, but she can't say ball. But I mean, like not fully, you know. She said but not ball. So maybe I'm expecting too much. I don't know. I think it happens when it happens, and we just have to um, just keep trying, keep reading and talking to them, and you know, I'm sure doing the best that you can do, and they'll figure it out. I mean, come on, like they'll figure it out eventually. So it's just like walking eventually, unless there's something physically wrong, which is very rare. That's not usually the case. They'll walk, right? They'll get it. Um, so I'm just trying to tell myself so it's one less, hopefully I can let it go and it'll be one less thing to worry about. And then I'll be on to the next thing to worry about, whatever that is. I'm sure when, you know, her 15-month appointment in a few weeks, her doctor, I don't know, she may or may not be concerned about where she is with talking, but um, you know, I'm trying not to be concerned. I've let the doctor, all pediatricians are different, and ours tends to be a little more of one that kind of worries, and that's not good because I worry. You know, when Michaela turned 2 months, the day she turned 2 months old, we went to the pediatrician, and she was like, oh, at 2 months, they're supposed to hold toys in their hand, and Michaela wasn't yet gripping. And she got me all freaked out, and we called early intervention, and we had them come in and they evaluated her completely, and they were like, listen, this baby is fine. And then the funny thing was, by the time early intervention came, Michaela was gripping things. You know, she just wasn't doing it on the day she turned 2 months old. So it was just like, you know, instead of saying, okay, let's see what happens, the doctor was like, oh, you know, you should get early intervention, maybe there's something wrong with her. And she was fine. So I'm trying not to live in that space. And I really like the pediatrician other than that, but I'm trying not to live in that space. So, you know, let's just keep our fingers crossed. And I'm sure she's fine. And if your baby's in a similar space as mine, doing the same stuff, and he or she's at this stage where they're not really talking as much as you think, maybe you think they should, you know, I'm sure they'll be fine. But that's it for now. I will talk to you soon. Stay safe.